But then we're continuing the game of cat and mouse. This is going to look awesome in the anime, like when Shigaraki's like Hulk jumping around. And I speculated in the previous chapter that maybe that was from his super strength that was imbued to him. Like maybe he had a whole bunch of strength augmenting quirks, like All for One had against All Might. But somebody else in my comments pointed out that it's might be the spring-like limbs, because remember that was one of the quirks that All for One used against All Might as well. He in combination with like his air cannon, that's how he's able to do that super powerful blast thing. Regardless, pretty cool, and I like how Endeavor's able to keep up with him and like try to stop him from like going after Izuku. Like he can't even overcome like his impulses to just go after One for All. So I was also talking about that before. Like maybe this is like something that Yujiko and All for One did to Shigaraki here to make him want to go after it. Like above all else, like he wants this first and foremost, and maybe it has something to do with All for One's ultimate goal here that maybe we, the readers, aren't even aware of. Possibly, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I also like the little exchange between Bakugo and Deku here, and this is some serious character development, and it's such a stark contrast from the first like 2 or 3 seasons of the series. With the whole thing, it's like, why are you tagging along, Bakugo? And that's something that us, the readers, asked, right? I mean, a lot of people in the community were like questioning. It's like, so why is Bakugo exactly going along with Izuku here? I mean, of course, he's like one of the very few people that knows about One for All. But that was pretty much it. And I stated, like, more or less, it's because he is, the most popular character. And, Sasuke wound up being with Naruto in the end, with all the major significant battles. So we're a similar thing here. But then I like the way that Bakugo justifies himself with, because, like, I'm the only one that knows about this stuff, so it's going to be really easy and quick for me to make the others understand what's going on here. And that's perfect explanation, because think about it. If, like, Izuku just spills the beans about One for All and all the mythology behind it, just to Endeavor or whoever else, they're going to be a little skeptical. It's hard to believe that, even within that world, right? So if Bakugo is like, I know it's hard to believe, but he's telling the truth. Okay, then they would be like, oh, well, I guess it's the truth then, because if Bakugo said that, then it's definitely true. Why the hell would he lie? And then why would he even lie for Izuku here? So it makes sense to me, and I like the justification here. But then they're also showing us, or Bakugo himself is showing us, what his motivation is for wanting to go against Shigaraki in the first place. And that was another thing that I was thinking about. I was like, he does have some motivation. I mean, it's not like nothing here. It's not like if, like, Sero came and joined Izuku and he was like, I don't like Shigaraki either. Let's take him down. Like, Bakugo does have some history with Shigaraki here. And also, another big thing about Bakugo since Season 3 is, like, the internal conflict that he has about the end of All Might. Because, like, he's saying it here. It's like, I'm the one who caused the end of All Might. And he kind of wants redemption for that. And taking down Shigaraki and kind of putting a band-aid on it is the best that he could do, but it's something. And it gives him purpose. And I also like that we're getting an explanation for where Izuku is at with his power in the moment. So we saw that he used 45%, but we weren't sure like exactly what that meant. Was it like he just mastered 45 and he can just full calling at that? No, it turns out that he's like timing 45%, which is pretty cool. I like how intricate Horikoshi is getting with his full calling here. Because, like, think about it, in real life, if you were, like, as skilled as, like, Izuku and you had this ability, I'm sure you could find the nuances in it and be able to do techniques like this, such as where, like, you're always actively using 30% of full calling. So you're moving, that fast, that powerful. And then just as you're about to hit someone, then you turn on 45% and then hit him with that and then turn it off. So you're kind of like gaming the system. Another little detail that I like here is that Bakugo says that he can keep up with Izuku at 30% full calling. And that's incredible because, when you think about Izuku using full calling at all, you think about superhuman physicality. And that's definitely what Bakugo has. Please check out my video on how powerful I think Bakugo is. A big element of that was him being like a genetic specimen. Like he's in the top 0.1% of like beings in this world on top of just having a godly quirk. He's kind of like Endeavor. Endeavor's in the same pool as him as like they're both genetic phenoms. And they could do things that other people would do that would require quirks. Like Bakugo and Endeavor both have like the durability and strength and speed of somebody who would have a quirk that augments those attributes. They're just blessed that way. And we're seeing that like that's how far Bakugo can just train himself. It's where he could be like 30% full calling at base without that quirk. That's pretty insane, right? But it's pretty cool now. But I also think we're seeing the beginning of the end here. Similar thing that happened with Endeavor and All Might. because while Bakugo can match 30% now, his limit is approaching. And while he is still young, think about like how far he can realistically go. I mean, when you think about Endeavor's like current form, maybe he's in his prime. I don't know. Primes in anime are weird. Endeavor's in his 40s, and they don't play by the rules of our real life biology. So like guys in their 40s in anime are like in their physical prime, I guess. I don't know, but he's really, really physically powerful, fast and strong and durable, but obviously nowhere near All Might. So I think we're going to start seeing the gap widen and widen and widen after this. Like, when we saw that image in Endeavor's mind of him like trying to chase after All Might, and All Might was so far away, and there was like this canyon between them, and like Endeavor was like building that bridge. It's going to start like that between Bakugo and Izuku here. Like once Izuku starts going to like 45% full calorie all the time, 50%, 60%, Bakugo's not going to be able to keep up with that. And then he's going to start realizing that he is in fact number 2, unfortunately, because he was not blessed with an even godlier quirk than his own, like Izuku's was. That is if the series even gets to that point, but I do think inevitably it would reach that, regardless of where the paths of these two characters are. But that brings us to Gran Torino. After we get that pseudo-death sequence that Izuku points out that was similar to when he ran into All for One back in Camino. Gran Torino, man, what a beast. He is there for everything. This is like the 4th huge significant battle between One for All and All for One that he has been a part of, right? Because think about it. If we go all the way back to Nana and All Might and Gran Torino fighting All for One, he was there because he saved All Might and Nana took the fall. And then if we go to the next big battle, the biggest one, Prime All for One versus Prime All Might, your boy was there too, or at least it's implied that he was there because he was in the hospital afterwards and he was in a gown too, so he fought. And after that, he was at Camino, right? And now he's here again. Gran Torino is like a legend in the My Hero world, and people don't even realize it. He has been there for all the most significant battles. But he like is the Yoda of this series after all, so he is going to have that legend status to him. But we're coming to the end of the chapter here with Ryukyu coming after Shigaraki, and to much of our surprise, she's not getting decayed, and we're like, what's going on here? Oh, it's Aizawa. Aizawa's here. Now I'm going to praise Aizawa. If you were over me praising Gran Torino, well, here we go. Aizawa praise time. Aizawa is a beast too. He has been a beast this whole arc. This has been his best performance in the entire series in this arc, and it's unfortunately coming to an end here. I love Aizawa, one of my favorite characters. We all love him. Come on, but this is the apex for him, at least until further notice, I'll say. I don't know what's going to happen with the series. Hopefully it continues and he gets rewind by Eri as well, but you see where I'm going with this. We have to remember that Shigaraki does have at least one quirk-destroying drug, bullet. Maybe more, but at least one. And we saw him take it in the last chapter, or I think it was the last chapter, or it was very recently that we saw him put it in his pocket. So now that he is presented with an obstacle that requires only really one option to overcome it, right? Because as far as we can see here, it looks like Aizawa is shutting off Shigaraki's quirk factor completely. Therefore, he cannot use any of his quirks. Now, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we'll find out in the next chapter. It appears that like even somebody as OP as this can still be shut down by Aizawa. So yeah, I guess Shigaraki is going to use the quirk-destroying drug on Aizawa, and that's how he takes care of him. And it's kind of ironic, right? That Aizawa, the one who shuts off others' quirks, is the one who has his quirks shut off. Might be what Horikoshi's going for, unfortunately. I don't think Aizawa's going to die. He's definitely going to live, in my opinion, but, taking the quirk away is similar to dying, as we have come to find with Mirio. So we'll see what happens, but I hope that he gets one more cool moment. Maybe he, like, flying knees Shigaraki or something. I don't know, but let me know what you think is going to happen in the comments. If you like the review, guys, please give it a like. I also have a Patreon. It gives you extra weekly Q&A, and if you haven't already, please subscribe as well. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.